I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I just finished my workout, so I hope you're proud of me.
And I'm happy to be here with you.
Well, thank you for coming. For those who don't know Flora, what do you want them to know? Who is Miss Flora Chamambe, also known as Flora Yimgnia, and also known as
Fit mom,
Go with that flow,
go with the flow, fit
Trade
mom.
with the flow. What else am I missing?
Oh, nothing. I think that covers everything. The fit
Okay.
mom part.
No, I forgot something. Mama Nina, Nina's mom.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's another one.
Got it. You cannot forget that one. Yeah. She's the reason why I'm actually into the fitness world today. So yes. What do I want people to know about me?
Yeah, who are you? Who is this woman I have in front of me? Tell us.
A workout, living healthy guru, you say. I'm not. I mean, we learn every day, so I'm still learning as I'm doing it. But my lifestyle is pretty much about being healthy and fitness. And before getting into all of that, I was into finance. I know, right? What a huge change. um, of course, work for corporate, as everybody has done or still doing in the United States. And then when I conceived my daughter in 2013, in 2000 and in 2012, um, you always have that thought of the mom bod. I did
Mm,
not want to have the mommy body. So I started doing a research. Not that I had an issue with the body that I had before. I was bigger than now, but I actually loved my body. I didn't see a problem with it. My problem was I was scared to gain more, being
mm,
that I was already a little bit on the heavy side. I loved it, but then I did not want to get bigger than what I was.
okay.
So I got pregnant, and I am terrified at this point because I'm like, oh, I'm so young. You put on weight when you're pregnant. Am I going to be able to lose it fast? You know, that taboo, or that we've always thought that people gain weight, especially where we come from, because of the way we feed and they feed us after having a baby. Most women end up gaining a whole lot of weight, which is very hard to come up after. Started doing researches while I was pregnant. I didn't work out, but I actually was a vegetarian throughout my pregnancy.
Wait,
Hmm,
you were vegetarian during your pregnancy?
not by choice,
Oh,
because my child did not like meat at all. Yes.
okay. And you were still putting
She
on weight?
I actually did not put on too much weight during pregnancy. I put on a lot of water weight throughout the end.
Okay.
I put on like a good 30 pounds of water weight throughout
Hmm,
the end.
okay.
Yes, which came off the first month after having her. So, but yeah, I did put on weight because being a vegetarian doesn't necessarily make you healthy.
Hmm,
Carbs, I mean, if I'm a vegetarian, I'm not eating meat, but I'm eating a whole lot of bread and a whole lot of cheese or a whole lot of rice.
mm,
It's still unhealthy. You know what
mm.
I mean? So, um, yes, I did gain the pregnancy weight, but again, throughout the whole pregnancy, I started my plan, my own program that I wanted to work on myself.
Okay.
Um, Purchased the Beachbody,
Mhm.
Bashanti, Insanity. So these are all the things that I was prepping myself to get into after I have my child. Purchased the CD. Back then it was the CD, I believe so, because now he does it on YouTube or subscription online. And that's how I got prepped, got ready. As soon as I had my baby, yes, I did have to say no to all the food from my mother and my aunties and my mother-in-law. I'm not eating it. I already had my diet written down, and I asked my mom while I was in the hospital, could you please go shopping for me and get all of these? I'm going on a soup diet. I need this to go down. Go ahead.
Okay,
You
because
have
we from Cameroon and back home, a lot of time when you have a baby, there's this conception about you need to eat. If you want the milk, you need to eat. So is there any truth to it? Like for me, I heard about greens. You know, you eat a lot of greens, you get milk. Over here, people have tea, to actually help you. But back home, we want to feed you, like they give you eru, they'll bring you condre, they'll bring you all the home food that we can think of. Some people will eat, I don't know what to think, dole, any kind of food, they'll just.
I think there's a mental conception. You are only supposed to have an additional 400 or 500 healthy calories added when you're breastfeeding, and that's recommended.
Hmm,
It's not a must. So if you're not hungry and you don't want to do the extra 400 or 500 calorie, you you don't have to. And if you do, it has to be healthy. You don't want to feed your baby unhealthy food as well because they're eating from you. So
hmm,
yes, eating greens. If you want to have an excessive amount of grains, adding protein, those are the things that are going to be great for you, for your body, for the baby health as well. So the conception from back home of saying that we need to eat dole, we need to eat taro, we need to eat condre, it's a lie. You don't need it. And you don't need a 33 Esport either. The beer,
that one,
because I've
yeah.
heard people say, oh, the beer helps you with the breast milk. Um, no, it does not. I mean, drink your water as you're supposed to. Hydrate yourself a lot. Drink tea. You don't have to. Eat healthy, and you're going to be able to have healthy breast milk for your baby.
Hmm,
So yeah, that's the. I don't. I'm not an advocate of that.
hmm.
So I don't agree with that at all. And it's not
Okay.
something that works. It's not something that helps us.
So we'll come back to what you advocate of because I have other question on that. But before we get there, Flora, you were born here or in Cameroon?
I was born in Cameroon,
So you were born in
and
Cameroon and then you moved
mhm.
here. When did you move and how was the transition for you? Was it easy? Was it hard?
Yes, I was pretty young. You'll say around like 10 years old. So that's very, 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 very young. Transition was not as hard as you would think. Because trust me, if I cannot remember, it means it wasn't that hard. Um, again, coming from where you're speaking only French to transition into the United States, I think the language barrier was the hardest thing that,
Mm.
was a hardship for me back then. But then as a child, you do learn quick. So I believe in 3, 6 months, I was already like merging in with Americans. And yeah, so it made it very easy for me, being that I was young. I didn't really feel the hardship of the move.
So you feel like you can blend in with both culture right now, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So
I do.
when you think about it, if I ask you to compare right now, what would you say the fitness lifestyle of American ladies is compared to the fitness lifestyle of Cameroonian ladies, if I may put it that way? Are we more
And
prone
we're
to
talking
work out? Do we have better fitness habit, or do they have better, or is it a mindset, tradition? Like, what is the difference, like in the way you see things?
Now if we're talking about 21st century
Yeah.
today, like we're talking about right now in the present, I do feel like we emerge a whole lot from before. The mindset of women not working out, you know, while pregnant or not pregnant, women not taking care of their body has changed tremendously in Africa, and I'll say in Cameroon, where we're from. It's almost the same as here.
Okay.
From what I'm noticing, especially even when I went back home in 2016 to have the boot camp that I did, I was pretty impressed of how these ladies are taking care of their bodies on a daily basis. So like they made it a lifestyle, and a lot of these ladies are young like us, mamas of beautiful children, and they are into fitness and health as well. So to compare it today, I do feel like those who are able to afford it in Cameroon are actually pretty much living the same lifestyle in terms of fitness as us here or Americans.
What would you say to those who can't afford a fitness lifestyle? Like, what, what would you recommend to them? Because you said those who can afford it live almost the same. What about those who can't afford it? Because the pricing to me right now, when I think about it, I feel like price variate is different. Whether you want to take a class, a group class, if you want to do a one-on-one, or do they
Mhm.
really even have to have a trainer? You said you didn't have a trainer at the beginning, so
No, I did not.
what does it
I
take?
purchased a CD. There are a lot of YouTubes. I mean, everyone nowadays has internet. I
Mhm.
see people who cannot, I mean, everyone has social media. The platforms, there's so many platforms to be used. I'm just saying, like, let's take an example on me or you. We post daily workouts every day, and that right there is free. It could literally help someone. You don't need a trainer. You don't need to go get registered at a gym. You can be in your house and use your body weight to work out, or you can go take a walk. You know, those little steps, those little changes are what is going to help you achieve a healthier lifestyle.
So basically, what you're saying is that fitness right now is accessible. So there's no excuse basically to anybody.
At
If
all.
you don't
No,
want to do it, it's
no.
because you haven't decided to, but it's not
And
because
ladies
something
have
is
not
wrong.
decided. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
But sometimes when I work
We
out, I
don't.
got people telling me, "Oh my gosh, it's so hard. It's so hard. What you're doing is tough." And I still do say the same about other people. Like I'll look at you sometime running, I'll be like,
Mhm.
"Oh my gosh, okay, bye." What is it? What makes people? Oh, is it fear? What would you call it? Like when we
I would
see
say
ourselves, but it's like I don't know if it's a lack of confidence. I don't know what it is. It's like always. I have a lot of friends. Trust me, they can do exercise because we've done like group classes and stuff like that. But sometimes they see me work out, they're like,
mhm.
"Man, you are at another level," and I know I don't consider myself to be up here. Like I don't consider myself a beast, basically.
I consider you to be up. I do consider you to be up here now. You are up here. You are strong.
No,
Trust
like
me, you are very strong.
okay, but
So
my
I do
point
believe
is,
that it.
I'm here, but you here, and then you here, and then Massey is here, and then you have so many more up here, up here. So how can we help those who have that mental barrier to just break it? What would you tell them?
Get started. Do the bare minimum. Get started. I mean, we all got started. I was so scared before. It took me to get started to build the confidence into knowing that if I was able not to do that before and my body felt heavy, and now I'm doing it lightly, challenge yourself. You cannot sit in a box and expect to break it if you don't step out of it. That box is going to remain a box. You have to step out of your box sometimes, your comfort zone. And I think people are so comfortable that they mentally actually talk negatively to themselves. And if you are going to be negative to your own self mentally, I cannot help you. I can't motivate you. You have to break that barrier, that wall, those walls. I mean, if you don't want to break four of them, break one.
So what's the relationship between working out and the mental? Because at first, let me tell you from my personal experience, when I started working out, to me it was just about the body, get moving, move it, move it, move it. But then I learned that that body, it makes you feel good. Like you have the pain, but somehow after the pain, you feel like I feel like I can breathe. Like I actually breathe. I'm not asking for the scientific relationship and all that, but I'm just like, are we in Cameroon realizing, or are we Africans, Cameroonian, especially women, realizing that exercise is not just about the body? Do we
I
actually?
think nowadays, a couple of ladies that I've spoken to that live in Cameroon that actually work out, um, are not doing it for the body anymore. They're doing it more for the mental and the way it makes them feel. I've spoken to several ladies, I'll say a good amount of 15 ladies where I've asked them, hey, why do you even work out now? It's like, yeah, I like the way I look, but I like the way it makes me feel. It empowers me. And it's true. It does empower you. It gives you that confidence. You stare in the mirror and you're like, oh, wow, I'm able to do this. I'm a mom of three. I look great. And mentally shift. everything in your life. Like, because they say happiness starts with yourself. You cannot make other people around you happy if you're not happy. And trust me, believe it or not, working out and eating healthy changes the way your body feels, not just look. It changes the way your body feels mentally. You sleep better. And if you sleep better, you're mentally better. Because if you do notice, if you don't have enough hours of sleep, right, you get up and you're cranky, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, you're kind of in a bad mood.
You're cranky. Yeah, you're in a bad mood almost all day, regardless if you drink 4 or 5 cups of coffee. Now, when you do working out and eating healthy helps out with your metabolism, with your brain cells, which helps you into sleeping a lot better, right? And the eating healthy part helps you with feeling a lot lighter. So obviously, mentally, you are going to be functioning a lot much better than before. So I always say, I mean, we've all had that problem before. I've had a close, I'm not going to say close to, I'll say close to depression when I had my child. It was tough, very tough. But then I'm not going to lie that if I didn't work out, I don't know where I would have been because you could go to the doctor all you want. But I feel like sometimes that depression also comes from confidence. Our
Mm.
confidence level is low, self esteem is low. And when you're working out, it changes everything. Like you said yourself, you start with the body and it turns into, you know what? I'm mentally feeling okay. I'm mentally loving this. I'm loving what it's doing to me mentally more than the body now. And you can't stop. So what you want, you just want more and more and more, and it makes you happier and happier.
And plus, I feel like back home, people don't really realize we still have that mental taboo about everything that is mental. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you have
Mm-hmm.
postpartum, I don't think it's something that people realize is actually real, you know? And you just mentioned it.
Serious.
I've been through it, you've been through
It's
it, so many
serious.
have been through it, and exercise actually did help, you know, and it gives you that little push to get you out. When I say to people I've been through it, they look at me like, when, you know, like when. But those are the image we see. You see people smiling all the time, but you don't see what's behind. You see them smiling, but you don't see what's behind.
Really going on. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Definitely. And I feel like it's an important topic to bring up.
I wish we can talk more about it. My next question to you is when you work out with people, like you train yourself, you said you train yourself, so you got qualification. You're actually a qualified trainer. You know, you're not just a self made
Mm-hmm.
trainer. You went to learn deeply the
Certified.
nutrition, you offer meal plan, you offer different program of workout, group workout, one to one, in person, online. So definitely you made it so accessible to everybody. You know, whatever the price, contact me, we'll talk. But one thing with you that I noticed is like you tend to create a relationship with the people you work with. I mean, by saying relationship is I felt like you didn't just work with the body, but you work the mind as well, you know, because I don't know, from that experience, I now know it's linked. You know, when your mind can do it, your body can
Mm-hmm.
do it. You have people who work out with period
Absolutely.
pain, like menstruation. Usually it's painful. You're like, bye. And then you make, it's like you make
I know.
magic, miracle. How? Do they teach that in your program or is it something that each trainer kind of develop on their own? Like, how does it work being a trainer?
I
Is
think it's a personal. I think it's a personal personality thing.
a person.
Um, and also, I would say customer service in everything you do. If you run a business, you need to learn how to have great customer service. And great customer service is not just serving my clients and boom, I'm done with you, but it's to create a relationship with you. I want to understand what's going on in your mind, what's troubling you. Like literally, I always used to say, or I tell my husband all the time, I'm like, being a trainer is much more than just training them. It's like going to the doctor or going to your counselor. The things I hear on a daily basis, and I love it because guess what? As as I'm training you, I want you to let it out. You are there for that. This is the reason why you are working out to relieve stress. And if I'm not able to let you vent out, you sometimes will feel drained. The days you feel drained, you wouldn't want to come. But now you're coming regardless of how you're feeling because you know that you can talk to me.
Mm.
I've built that relationship where it's gonna be hard for you to cancel because you know that you know what, I need a listening ear right now. And she actually does listen. Why she still makes me sweat.
Mm.
So yes, that's why I built that relationship. I've also had a trainer in the past. That's why I say that I've experienced different trainers, about three of them. And it was hard for me. As much as I'm open and nice, I don't discuss my personal feelings with people or
Mm.
my personal life, like my deep personal life. So I trained with different one of them and then got tired at one point because there are times where you just feel like I want to open up. Going to a counselor is not it.
Mm.
And I started feeling like, you know what? When I work out, I talk to myself. If I'm mad, I talk to myself while I'm working out. Imagine you talking to me and you know that, okay, you know what, I built this trust with this lady. I'm able to vent out everything to her and I know that she's going to keep it for herself. And at the same time, I feel awesome when I'm done working with her. I mean, I built that relationship over and over again with each and every one of my clients, even if it's 100 of them. Sometimes it gets tiring, but I love the fact that they can open up. Yes, text me. It's midnight. If I'm up, I will answer to you.
I
I'll
mean,
just let
this
you know,
in
hey, keep
our
all that story for me.
this in our Cameroonian
You say
community,
what? I'm
let's
sorry?
be honest. This in our Cameroonian community is hard. You know, like, cause I mean, it's not just Cameroonian. Let's be honest, but a lot of time you have what they call gossip. So it's a big risk for people to open up and kind of tell the stuff because they're gonna be boo, 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 boo. So you need to be like clap,
I think that
clap,
people are
clap,
comfortable.
because
People are more comfortable also because I think you notice how someone is. I study people. When I say study, as much as I talk, I love talking. I also pay attention to details. If I'm sitting around you and you are gossiping all the time, or talking negatively or down on people, I will never tell you a single thing of mine. And I think my personality is I don't focus on other people.
mm,
You know me. You know this. You're never going to see me sitting down talking about somebody else. That's hard for me because I focus more on me. Me meaning myself, my business, my family. I don't have time. So from that, I do believe that that's the reason why you guys are able to build that trust because you're studying Flora and I've been around Flora and she really doesn't say anything negative about people around her. You know what I mean? Because that's how you have to sometimes pick who you're trusting.
I think that's the thing we're
If I'm
seeing a
sitting
lot more
around you,
these days. We're seeing a lot more of people. That's how people get used to trainers, choose their favorite trainers, you know, because they have just,
mhm,
it's a relationship, basically. It becomes a relationship,
it
you know.
is, it is,
So when you think
it
about
is,
that,
and it doesn't.
sorry, I didn't hear you.
Hmm.
So it becomes a
And I say
relationship,
it is a relationship. You're
you
right.
know. So when you think
Hmm.
about that, I'm like, Flora always want to hit my head regarding meal preps. I am horrible at meal prep. I'm
Hmm.
working on it.
Shall we talk
But
about that? Shall we?
why is meal prep
Shall we?
so
Are
important?
you sure you want to touch
Oh, I got my stuff out. Trust me, in
that?
the
It
kitchen,
avoids
all of them are. But why are you so much into meal
it
prep?
avoids you
Because
from making it avoids you from making bad eating habits.
mm,
What do I mean by that, right? If I don't have my food prep for the week, um, and I'm busy all day, walk in the house, I'm exhausted. Jeez. What do you think is gonna happen? I'm gonna grab whatever I see on my way.
mm,
I don't have time. I'm tired. I'm not gonna get that chicken out of the freezer to try to wait for 4 hours for it to, unfroze for me to
defrost,
cook. I'll grab anything I see on my way. And then you end up eating over calories. Even if it's something healthy, I can grab a yogurt. Then an hour later, I'm hungry. I'm actually in need of my macros, my protein, my good carbs, my good fat. But because I don't have that, I'm looking at myself grabbing fruits here. Yes, fruits are good, but I'm still going to be hungry, right? So I'm going to be grabbing the next thing on my way. And then you're looking at yourself not either toning up. You could still be losing, but you're not liking the way you're looking because you're not feeding yourself the proper macros.
Mm.
While when you're meal prepping, you know that, you know what, I'm not going to be skipping my meals when I'm hungry. I'm not going to be cheating when I'm hungry. It also sets you up for success. Meal prepping is important if you want to succeed in either weight gain, weight loss, toning, building, or even just a lifestyle. I'll say it that way. Like, even if you don't want to eat healthy, but you want to make sure that you're eating home cooked meals and not just eating snacks all day, cooking and prepping is the key to it.
Mm.
Otherwise,
Okay.
you're finding yourself snacking on everything. See?
I saw you on your Instagram the other day. You've been fighting hard like your counterpart in Cameroon. I would say Mel D, fighting those little
Mm-hmm.
portion, those
Mm-hmm.
tea, those lemon drinks that will make you cut the fat in no time. And you did say the secret of weight loss is calorie deficit. I think that's what he said. That the
Deficit.
secret
Mm-hmm.
for weight loss is calorie deficit,
Mm-hmm.
meaning you have to eat less calories and burn more. Clearly, I think is that it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when you
You do have to lose. You do have less.
so when you say it
Mm-hmm.
like that, my question to you now is: you see the body. Everybody has a different shape. Now you look at somebody that could be like you,
Absolutely.
but on the scale they weigh a lot, but you can't tell. Or you can see somebody that could be very
Mm-hmm.
big, um, who weigh lesser than somebody that is a little bit thinner than them. You can't tell. Basically, it's on the scale.
Mm-hmm.
You might even get a wrong assumption just looking at people's body
Mm-hmm.
figures. So, what is that? Because you always
Mm-hmm.
tell people don't focus on the scale, and you always tell them, listen, you have to reduce your calorie intake.
Throw it away.
How does that
Throw
work?
it away. Throw it away. Throw it away. Measure. Measure yourself. When I say measure, you don't even necessarily have to go buy a measurement tape, right? But measure yourself with your old clothes.
Mm,
How are you? I mean, if you came from wearing a size 12 and now you're wearing a size 10, and then you get on the scale and the scale is only 5 pounds less, are you still going to feel discouraged if you really go by your measurement? But then if you only focus it on the scale, you're going to end up giving up every single time you get into this lifestyle of trying to lose weight. Because the scale is different components of the body weight. Body weight, you have water weight, you have fat, you have muscles. There's a composition, right? Your muscles might be heavier than your fat. And muscles are very heavy, actually, by the way. And the way you measure that also comes with height, body shapes. You'll see a girl that's smaller, like you said, and she doesn't work out, but she has a bigger bum bum,
mm,
a bigger chest, breast, and she's heavy on the scale, but she looks like she's 135 pounds. And then she's telling you I'm 165 pounds. Those places of her body carry lots of fat. She looks small, but she has fat all around there,
mm.
right? So you're going to look at it and compare yourself and say, oh, I'm 165 too, but you're more roundish, you're shorter, and you're trying to lose weight. You can't compare the scale. The scale is a lie. Is your own devil, right? So doing body measurements are the best for you. If you don't want to buy tape, go ahead and wear your tightest clothes from the closet. And every 3 weeks, try them on again. And that's how you're going to realize or know whether you're doing the right thing or not. If you are in calorie deficits and you're trying to lose weight, the measurements will not lie to you a single bit. The scale might move down slowly, but your body is looking smaller in front of everyone and even yourself. But when you pay attention to the scale, you know what happens?
Or you
You
get
feel
anxious.
discouraged and you keep going back to square one, looking at yourself 3 years down the line. I've been in this fighting mode. I'm back to square one again. It's been 5 years. I'm still back to square one because I want that number on the scale to go down. Don't pay attention to the number on the scale.
What would be
I
your
used to
message
be
to people who are
one
buying
of those people who did.
teas or tablet or like any fast way to kind of shrink? I personally, I tried them. I'm not gonna lie. I
You
had
want
to
to
try
fast with it?
them, but I stopped because you don't know exactly what you're also putting in your body. So,
Absolutely. I always say that those teas, those people promoting stuff, if your doctor didn't tell you it was something that can help you, you want the best way to lose, the best way for you, for your metabolism to burn more, eat a lot of fibers and protein.
mm,
Eat your grains. It's going to set your metabolism fast. But then I'll tell you again, fibers for digestion is the best thing you can have. A lot of us sometimes put on weight overnight because we don't digest food well.
mm.
I work out like crazy, but I have a digestive issue, which is a health issue I'm fighting with. I've been fighting with for years. So my fibers intake has to be extremely high so that I'm able to digest my food right. Certain foods you have to avoid. But those tea, if you're listening to this interview, please throw them away. They're not helping you. They're not helping you. They're setting you up for failure. You want to feed yourself the proper macros, the proper healthy food. Eat your fibers, eat your veggies, and eat your protein. And you will see, and drink your green tea. What happened to, you know, normalizing drinking green tea? You go to people's house, you see a bunch of boxes of weight loss tea. They are making you spend your money, and it's not even healthy, to be quite frank, to be feeding all of those detoxing stuff. You don't know what it's doing to your body. So yeah, fibers, protein, veggies are your metabolism booster.
I just have a quick question before I ask you a little quiz question. Um, all the time when we talk about
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle changes and fitness, a lot of time the weight loss comes in, right? But there's also the opposite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like people actually do come to work out because they want to gain weight. They want to gain muscle. You've seen people who went from flat ass
Mm-hmm.
to, do you have a lot of those? And what could be the
Oh, I
reason?
think you've seen some of my clients. You see some. I think I posted some of my clients who came to me with that problem. And
Yeah.
as I was training my earlier client today, I do, and I actually currently do have three of them that are not comfortable with their body because they feel like they're too small. So please don't post me yet. I'll let you know when I'm ready for you to post me. They want to build up, and they've thought about surgery. And I say, hey, you know what? Again, I'm not an advocate of it, but I'm not opposed to it. Just know that you're still going to have to take care of your body when you go through that knife. You know what I mean? It's not the end road right there. The hardest part about this lifestyle is maintaining. It's easy to gain, it's easy to lose. It's hard to maintain
Mm.
because that fluctuation after you've done can drive you nuts. Like you feel like when I stop for 2 weeks, I've lost everything I've done. But it's also mental. But maintaining is harder than losing and gaining.
So that's why
But
you're
to answer
looking
your
for
question,
life
yes, I do
change.
have those who want to gain weight. And I'm like, it's a life change. So if you're going to get in it to gain and you want to keep that weight healthy, because when you're coming to a trainer to gain, it's because you want to do it a healthy way, right?
Mm.
Because if you do want to gain, it's easy. Eat whatever. You have to not eat in excess. No more calorie deficits. You have to add up your calories, probably double. But then when I say adding up the calories, it does not mean that you're going to grab 3 packs of chips. You still have to meal prep healthy. You have to double your portions of healthy food, of the protein, of the fiber. Everything has to be double. So it's the same exact thing you're doing, but you're now just adding and you're lifting super heavy. So you will see someone who is trying to lose weight, which I'll mix up the workouts, strength training, and lots of high intensity. Those who want to gain, no high intensity whatsoever, ever, ever, ever. But we live extremely heavy, and we have to have days set for different part of the body in order for you to achieve and your goal. You probably will have to train like a minimum of 3 times a week, where you're doing upper body here, legs day for an hour and a half sometimes. Their session lasts longer than the usual 1 hour sometimes, because that's much more complicated to have your muscle or to grow a thicker muscle. But if you're still not eating correctly, you are wasting my time and your time. Because if you're still getting out and you're not eating enough protein, as I'm saying, eat your protein and your fibers, double it up, and you're eating chips, you're not going to be happy with yourself, right? Because the results are not going to be showing. So it's the same process both ways.
Just the other way around. Okay. So what would you tell young Flora? Which
Just the other way
Flora
around.
which Flora will need your advice today? Is it high school Flora, college
Hmm.
Flora? Which one needs that advice that you wish you knew then that you know now?
College. College.
College Flora.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah, something I missed saying. I was actually an athletic in high school, so I didn't have a problem with working out. I played tennis, um, com, you know, competitive tennis, in tournaments and stuff like that. And then when I went to college, of course, you get drawn into that college life, and boom, that's when I start drinking. That's when my gain weight actually came in, which I loved. I still feel like I look hot. Like I don't have a problem. But then, if I had to give an advice to a young Flora, it would be the college Flora. Um, it will have to be take care of your body, because I did not.
Mm.
There's no age for it. I thought I was young. I thought I didn't need it. I thought I was okay. But I feel like it will make it easier to start young into transitioning after you even start having kids, or even if you don't have kids, into keeping that lifestyle as you're getting older. Because it was tough. It was very tough to get started after so many years of not working out. I just couldn't get into it that easy. But it would have been easier if I kept that lifestyle.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Because
Yep.
we tend to think we have time, we're young, so we'll take care of it later, not now, later. Just like some people say, take care
Later.
of your
I
skin
don't have
now,
a problem.
and you'll take it
I'm
later.
okay.
Mm.
Exactly. Exactly. So it would have been that. And yeah, we're talking about in a fitness word, right? Not anything else, just like in terms of fitness and a
Well,
healthy lifestyle. Yeah, it would have been like, girl, stop drinking so much. It would be like, stop drinking so much. Stop not taking care of your body.
and what does Flora do when she has?
Because I felt like I could eat at any.
What do you do when you have down moment? Do you
I'm
ever
sorry.
have down moment? Are you ever down? Do you have like tough moment? What do you do? Some people cry, other pray, other
Oh yes, I
everybody has
do.
their own mechanism. What's yours?
I go out for a run. I go, I go for a run.
Okay,
Ooh, give me one moment. I am sorry. Um,
okay.
I'm
So you
sorry.
go for a run, and that's how you cope with
I go for a
having
run. I
problem.
usually go for a run. Oh yeah. My husband has to tell me all the time, sometimes you can relax. And I'm like, dude, if I'm getting up to go out for a run, it must, and he kind of knows sometimes, so he just let me go. So I'll go to the gym or I'll go for a run, but you'll see me go to the gym probably that day 3 to 4 times that day, where I actually exhaust myself because the excessiveness of everything isn't good. So I exaggerate on the days that I'm down. I will go to the gym and I probably burn a good 5,000 calories that whole day, even though I do eat. But that makes me that makes me
In deficit.
feel better. So
Okay.
instead of sitting down and crying on the bed, because if I sit and cry on that bed, I'm gonna grab a bag of chips and I'm gonna be eating on those bag of chips. Like that's what happens. It's either that or go out for a run or go to the gym because it literally eases whatever pain I'm going through, whatever down moment I'm going through. When I'm in there and I have my music, I forget about everything. It's like nothing runs through my mind.
Okay. So, how do you deal with your role as a mom, wife, trainer, and sometimes corporate worker? Like, what's your secret? How do you juggle it all? Do you have like a schedule that you write every day from this
Can I
hours?
just say I just do it? I do. I do actually. I do have a planner. A planner. Where is it?
Oh,
Right there. Make your mark. Weekly planner. I have a bunch of these. I still do save a lot of things on my phone, on my calendar. If you open my calendar on my phone, I have my days on it. But writing it down sticks to my mind more than the calendar. So when I write it down, I may not even open that book anymore because as soon as I'm writing it down, my schedule is stuck in here,
okay.
and it makes it easier than for me to get up and not have a schedule because it stresses me a lot more when I get up not knowing what I'm supposed to do.
Hmm. Okay, so organization is key when you
Hmm.
have, all these hats that you're trying to
Absolutely,
juggle,
absolutely, absolutely.
even to the time where you have to go to bed.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to go to bed at this time if you want to be able to get up.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to go to bed at that. And I am. I'm scheduled. I'm very scheduled. If you know me, if you do notice, my schedule is the same thing every single day.
Mm, take it out for a run.
It's not always the best because because sometimes you gotta let go, and that's why you see me letting go over the weekend. But from Monday through like literally Friday morning, I have the same exact schedule every single day. It makes it easier for me. I can't get up and switch my schedule around. That really drives me nuts. So it's like Flo knows she's running at this time. Flo knows she's getting Athena ready at this time. Flo, that's the reason why Flo meal preps. Flo knows that she's making her coffee at this time. Flo has a set time for everything during the weekday. Every single thing. Yeah.
So,
You're
what's
right.
your
You do
advice
have some
for
time to make that schedule to be able to juggle.
your day? So, Flo makes her mark every
I'm
single
sorry,
day.
give
Same mark.
me.
Pap, 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 pap. So, what's your advice to
I'm sorry.
our Cameroonian ladies that are listening to you right now who never had a relationship with fitness, who feel like they don't need to work out because they look good, or because you do have people like that, you know that, right? They just don't think about workout. They feel like workout is not for them. So, what would you say?
Remember, it catches up to you. It catches up to us.
But what would you tell
It
them? What?
catches up to our body later. It does.
Oh, oh, wow.
I'll tell them that, hey, mhm, it catches up to your body later. And you mentioned something about, well, in our little email exchange about, you know, smaller people, are they healthier than bigger people? And no, my answer, we didn't touch that base, but I wanted to make sure that I speak about this topic because it's very important for me to make sure that people do know that being skinnier does not make you healthy. There are skinny, unhealthy people walking around more than heavier, healthy people. I've seen heavier people eating healthy, like feeding their body what they're supposed to feed, working out a lot more than skinnier people. And when they go to the doctor, guess what? The blood pressure isn't up, cholesterol isn't up. They're not dealing with a lot of health issues as someone that's very small and goes to the doctor and they're being told that, oh, you have high blood pressure. And you're thinking, well, but you're not doing anything about it. You're lucky enough to have a fast metabolism, but you're not eating right. You're not working out. You're not flushing any toxin. You're not feeding your body what you're supposed to feed your body. So of course you're going to be dealing with health issues. So being small does not equate being healthy.
Mm.
And being big does not equate being unhealthy. I think it's all about how you train your body, what you're feeding your body, and what you're doing with your body.
What you do with your body, how you treat your body, and what you're putting in your body. That's what defines healthy. Got
Your
it right?
body.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
Yes,
thank you
it
so
is.
much.
It is.
We're gonna let you go for now. Maybe we'll bring you back again one day. I hope so. But just so people know,
Well,
they
I
can
hope
find you on
so.
Instagram, right? It will be Go with Flo or Flora.
Yeah.
What's your Instagram again? I'll just put it down here and then it will just.
It'll be go underscore, it'll be perfect. Go with flow underscore 237. Go with the flow. I meant to say underscore 237. And the personal one is flow underscore yin.
And you do have different program. You
So,
have
and I'm
weight
always
loss,
open to
weight
mess.
gain. Uh, you do CrossFit
I
if
have
you
weight
want.
loss, weight gain, maintaining. I'm not really into CrossFit yet. Let me not put myself into that category because I do want to make sure that I certify for that. I'm sure I could do it. I can train in it, but I'm not certifying that.
Okay.
Right? So, funny enough, you brought that up. Funny enough, you brought it up. I've actually contacted a cross trainer, fitness trainer. He's very well known here in Houston, actually. And I wanted to get started with him in just 1 month. And he looked at me and he said, "Girl, give me 3 weeks. You are super strong. I've seen you work out. I can get something with you in 3 weeks." So my challenge before my birthday,
Is to go
which I
see
didn't want to say
them.
anything about it, is to get him and we're gonna work for 1 month. Although I'm not really a CrossFit person, though it's not my niche. I just want to challenge myself.
And I think you can do it. I
I
don't know.
train, yes, but it's not everything that you do. I know I could. I just don't like it.
Hmm.
I just don't like it. It's not one of my fave at all. But
I get you. I don't
I'm
like
just gonna do
running.
it for the sake of.
I don't like running.
I didn't like running too, right? I didn't like running too, right? And now it became my favorite thing to do. So I'm always finding a new challenge of something I did not like to do. That's my. I feel like in fitness or in anything you do in life, you want to keep challenging yourself to evolve because you're not going to evolve and you're not going to grow if you don't challenge yourself to new things every single day as you're growing. So stay tuned. We'll see how that goes.
Well, thank you. And to me, I feel like you found your purpose and you are actually growing into it because once you find it, then you can just develop yourself into it, to grow it, to do whatever you want with it. But everybody else needs to find their purpose. But thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And thank you for all that you do. Please contact
No
Flora.
problem. Thank you
We
for
have a
having
detail down here. You're going to contact her. She's really reachable, very friendly, and she has an amazing program. Just tell her what you need, and I'm sure she'll get back to you. Happy Friday. Go have fun
me.
if
Thank
you're
you,
having
can do,
fun this
ladies.
weekend.
Happy Friday. Talk
Happy
to you
Friday.
soon.
Bye,
We'll
girl.
see. Bye.